Now, we've got 2 guest seats, but only singular guests.
No, because NewsRevue are Ed and Natasha.
Oh, right, I didn't realise it was 2 people. I'm dyslexic.
I'm very discombobulated this morning. Everything's gone wrong so far.
Well, can I tell you what I saw yesterday? And
Yeah.
I was shocked, ladies and gentlemen. Now, believe me, as a homo about town, I've pretty much seen it all.
Yes.
Yeah? I was in a shop, I know, because my assistant had the day off, and I was behind someone at a register, and he was at one of your favourite places, the tobacco kiosk.
Yes.
And do you know how much he spent on cigarettes?
Tell me.
£207.
And he
now,
got-
my body is £207 of good Mellis cheese, but I think there are health benefits in the calcium.
£207, probably only get about 4 packets.
No,
at these
he
prices.
got 10 packets of what looked like cigarillos, because I'm not up on the
Right.
deal. And then there was some kind, of what do you call it? Super King arrangement going on.
Right.
And then there was a guy behind me who had no teeth. It was Morrison's in Granton. I was keeping it real. For people that don't know Granton, it's a bit like Bosnia, but with a wee bit more sunshine.
My son is in the audience with his girlfriend, and that's where they live. So if you could,
All right, so you're familiar, right? You're familiar.
that is their local
Yeah, all
supermarket.
right,
They have
okay.
no choice.
Yes, I was popping in and checking on the people that had rented, but anyway, we'll move on. So I was in there, and then this thing with no teeth and like half a leg, nice, that was wearing culottes, which threw me. And he went, fucking hell, that's quite a lot, isn't it? And he went, I can only afford a 10-pack. I went, right.
But they don't make 10 packs anymore. so
I
he's
just didn't know
lying.
why he was speaking to me, Jojo, so I don't care what they make. I just didn't want him talking to me. And I said, if you can't afford to smoke, mug that guy, because he looks as though he's got a limp.
Good. So you've had a good start to the morning.
Well, no,
Oh,
that was yesterday.
All
That
right,
was
but
yesterday.
it's been a hangover
And then
to you.
someone, this was just appalling. I won't name names and I won't name the venue. Someone did a stool in a communal toilet.
You just told me who it was. It was you.
Yeah, well,
miss.
exactly. But I'm not saying on the podcast, bleep, bleep, bleep. Anyway, Greg's wasn't open.
No, Greg's
How
wasn't
harrowing.
open. So I've had a very bumpy morning this morning. I was sent a picture of somebody's genitalia while I was on the bus. And I swear to God, and there was a kid sat behind me. I did know the owner of the genitalia, but that's another story which I'm not going into just now. And I got to Greg's, and I have a routine of the morning where I get off the bus and I go to Greg's and have a cheese and onion pasty and a cup of coffee, and it was shut. So I had to go to Tesco and get a cheese and onion sandwich. So I'm feeling traumatised. I've had a
And
traumatic
here,
morning.
Another prospective mother-in-law of
Yes.
yours is here, and you're talking about people sending you dick pics.
Yes, well, Nan and I had dinner yesterday. We were talking about all sorts yesterday, yeah?
Well,
We
you
are
know what you're
bonding.
getting into.
It's nice.
The
It's lovely.
Falkers. They lived in an
Falkers.
RV.
They did
They
live
lived
in an RV. Yes.
What you need to do then is get a perm to be like Barbara Streisand. By the way, who permed Larry Dean's hair?
Why-
Why is he going around looking like something from Salt and Pepper?
I don't know.
That was hellish. That was a disgusting photo. I had to mute your Instagram. I couldn't take it.
I was comparing Pick of the Fringe last night, and I introduced him on stage with, I think, one of the best introductions, which was, your final act, I hate this man, he's a complete prick, but you might like him.
That's lovely. There's real empathy there and warmth. And it's a shame because I do think he's having a bit of a mental breakdown, and I don't think we helped by interviewing him.
I know. Well, he's not drinking, so that's probably part of the
I mean,
problem.
that's the least of it. I mean, how can you be? I mean, he's not even white. He's blue. He is. He's really, really unhealthy. Have you noticed how big his nostrils are? I really like him, by the
We
way. I
love
think he's
Larry.
a
We
nice person.
sound like we don't, but he's actually
No,
a really
Larry,
good
if you're
friend of
listening, we love you. But
Yeah.
and you said you were going to listen, so we'll see if you have been listening because I'm talking about you, you filthy little homo bitch.
Yeah.
But those are big nostrils.
I haven't noticed that.
Well, you should look at them. They're
Next.
absolutely massive.
That's one of those things that happens, though, isn't it? You don't notice something until somebody then points out, and then you can't not notice it, and that becomes the main focus. It's really, isn't it?
I think you should be on a fetishist nasal site.
Oh,
Yes.
there's all kinds of fetishist sites, apparently. Who was talking about dirty knickers that you can send them somewhere?
What? No,
Made that noise. Somebody made a noise.
No,
Is that you, Nacy? Sorry.
yeah, no, there's a market for
But I
used
keep-
underwear. I don't understand that. I think God wants us to wash our pants.
No, I think so too, but
I
I
do.
keep getting surprised by things. I sometimes think I'm quite naive, because I was like, who on earth would buy dirty knickers? But apparently a lot
Well,
of people.
there's a big market. It's the same with people that show the bits and pieces on Twitter and they have an Amazon registry and you buy them stuff.
No.
Actually, I shouldn't say this, but you know something, I will. So there was someone, right, that I absolutely hated, no names, and
Guess who you don't sue.
they had an Amazon registry office, right? And you know Nespresso, the coffee machine, madam? Do you know the Nespresso? I mean, I know you're upset, but come on, focus. So they went, I want Nespresso pods. And I thought, right, don't do it. And then I said to my friend, they went, do it. So what I did was found out this person's address and sent them a used Nespresso pod. Largely because I think if you can't afford your own fucking pods, you shouldn't be asking people to pay for them.
I quite agree.
And boy, how I laughed. I really enjoyed that. It was very vengeful. And this person went mental and went all over social media. Who sent me a used pod? And you know the worst of it? It was decaffeinated.
Oh.
No, I meant business.
Quite right, too.
I got the last word because they were rude to me in another Morrison's.
I thought you frequented Waitrose, darling.
Sometimes. Oh, I'm a supermarket whore. I go all over the place. Aldi, Lidl, Morrison's, Waitrose. It's largely because I have nothing to do during the day. So, and I like to compare sushi. Should we get a guest on?
We shall. I'm going to keep forgetting to tell the desk. If you don't want it broadcast,
don't say it because we don't edit anything. We don't have time. We edit the stuff in real life, but when we're doing it throughout the year, we're not allowed to say what day or time of the year it is. We're not allowed to be alive.
No, we are.
No.
Yes.
So, talking of people that are living, can we have NewsRevue? Can we have a round of applause for the lovely people from NewsRevue?
Natasha, up you come.
There we go. Hello. Hiya. How are you? Are you all right? You'll have to share a mic. Sorry, it's the cost of living crisis.
Yes, I know. We're very down on detail, aren't we? One mic, two people.
Now, are you dealing with real live news?
Yes.
And are you traumatised? I mean, do you know the difference between real live news and not news, and what? I mean, it's hard to find the line.
It's been insane. It's been crazy. We have been panicking in the writers' room the day we opened the show in London. That was the day that Boris Johnson resigned, and we had to rewrite 75% of the show. And I was counting down the time till audience were going in, doing new jokes, new punchlines. So it's been interesting, but also really joyous.
Well, that would absolutely terrify me if you had an idea of what the show was that you were bringing up to Edinburgh, and then something like a life event like that happens. Because there's loads, Matt Ford, loads of political comedians as well that must have had to rewrite their shows.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky that we have...
Sorry, you're having a problem with the flex?
That's all right.
I'll just stand up.
That's all right.
Just continue talking. Jesus.
Christ,
You're too big to move that quickly. That was frightening.
This will be the day that this sign
Strangled
comes down.
by
This sign's
cable.
not attached to anything, and it's literally being held up by the will of the church. And
Is this a church?
Well, I assume so. Isn't it?
Is it a
So
church?
we could get knocked
Yes,
out,
it was a
knocked out
church.
any minute.
Yeah, so it'll just be God's will who it lands on.
Oh my God. So this must be haunted then.
But, well,
The
haunted.
ghosts will be hating this.
Haunted by the deaths of comedians past and present.
Well, apparently, and we shouldn't say anything, but there's an apparition in another room that's hiding all our publicity material. We'll tell you after the show. Anyway, back to you. So you had to rewrite this.
Yeah, I mean, the show changes every week when it's in London, so people are used to sort of rewriting and things changing. But yeah, it did happen on the first preview day that Boris Johnson resigned. So I'm just glad I'm not playing him. There was someone else who had to rewrite a whole solo and different sketches and stuff.
Oh,
but,
wow.
yeah.
Do you have a sort of spiritual home in London? Is there somewhere that so where are you based normally?
Yeah, so the show's been going in London. I'm not sure if it's the same exact venue, but it's been going in London since 1979, and on every week, Thursday to Sunday. So you sort of, in the Canal Cafe Theatre. Yeah. So it's a really lovely spot, and you sort of write Tuesday to Thursday, and on the Thursday you also perform. So that's always the hellish day where you're writing stuff up to the last.
That's a nice
minute.
adrenaline boost, though, isn't it?
Nice rush.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why we do it.
How long have you guys been involved in it?
Well, I perform in it. Tash directs it.
Yes, I overheard you saying that. I was listening.
Yeah.
I was appalled by her snack choice. She's very keen on halitosis-based foods. So anything with an onion, she's in.
I have cheese and onion and salt and vinegar this morning, plus some Ribena and a coffee. Kiss me.
No, we're all tired. Anyway, sorry.
No, yeah. So I've done it a couple of times as a performer, and you've done it a few times as director.
Yeah, so I started off as a performer, and then I continued writing for the show. And then Emma Taylor, the producer, one day rang me up and asked me to direct the podcast, and then directed last year's Edinburgh Fringe and then this year's Edinburgh Fringe. So yeah, very exciting. It's been quite a journey.
So what are you going to do with the news today that Jerry Sadowich's show has been cancelled?
Are you covering that?
No.
No.
Bloody cowards.
The show is locked. The show is locked.
The show's locked. But using that as an example, because I was reading that this morning, and Mary Burke, who listens to the podcast a lot, a very, very funny Irish comedian, she'd put out a tweet that said, to complain about going to a Jerry Sadowitz show is akin to going to an orgy and complaining you're covered in jizz at the end. Why don't you do your research? Which I really agree. I mean, I know that's a fairly profane way of looking at it, but it's also a very succinct way of looking at it. Because I didn't understand, I've seen him and he took his doodle out and I thought, that's rank. You know, the one on your phone looked better.
The audience aware of what's happened.
So is anyone aware of what's happened? Do you know who Jerry Sadowitz is?
Yeah.
So he is an American Scot who happens to be, I think he's of the Jewish faith, and he is a comedian and a magician, and he's quite offensive and all that kind of, it's like a game of rude bingo. He gets his doodle out, that kind of thing, which not everyone's wanting to see. And there isn't much to see. That's what I'm saying. The one on your phone looked so much nicer. We'll maybe have to.
I gave him a look. I thought you appreciated it more than
I
me.
like to keep my hand. I'm a busy girl. And then all these people were like moaning. And again, Mary Burke says, people complaining about what they go and see is really just a grandiose way of saying this isn't to my taste. Mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily sure. I don't subscribe to a lot of what he talks about and all that kind of stuff because he's not exactly warm and fuzzy.
No.
But
the point is that the Pleasants were putting him on. He was doing the 3-night run. He did the first night and they've now cancelled the other two because I think of 2 complaints. And that's why there's going to be huge discussion surrounding whether these been cancelled, the wheres and why-fors for it. And yeah, and round and round in circles we go again.
But would you worry if you'd done something that people complained and tried to get you cancelled or?
No, not yet.
No.
I think a lot of the time in our room, especially in NewsRevue, we're always making sure we're playing that line and we're going there because it's political satire. Yeah. And so we must, but we're always, a lot of the time we're going, where is the joke landing? Yeah. Are we hitting at the right people? Mm-hmm. Is the joke landing at Boris? Mm-hmm. Is it landing at Rishi? Is it landing at Liz Truss? And then we go on stage confident, going, we are making sure that the joke is landing in the right place.
Is anything landing with Liz? Like, seriously. I'm as feminist as the next person, obviously, as I've said, I'm a hybrid. And I watched a compilation of her bits and pieces, and, okay, the cheese and the pork and all this kind of stuff, which I thought, you've no respect for pigs. I just thought, you can't really speak in full sentences. That worries me. But that does worry me. And then a really bizarre thing. So Nicola, our fearless leader, she was in Vogue. There is a point to this. Bear with me. So she was in Vogue, and then she was on Ian Dale's show. Why is he on crutches, by the way? If anyone knows, tweet me. Because I saw him on crutches, and I thought, why are you wearing a pink velour suit and on crutches? How much attention do you need? We get it. You're gay. You have to move on. So Nicola was in Vogue. Liz Truss apparently says to Nicola at COP26, how did you get into Vogue? Nicola said, they asked me. But what Liz doesn't seem to realise is that Ruth was in Vogue. So why wouldn't she have asked Ruth? Do you see what I mean? That's quite an important point. I think you should put this in the show.
I'm going to write a whole song about it
thank
once
God.
I leave. To Madonna's Vogue.
Oh,
and
there you go.
There you go. It's in the show.
We do, and we have the actor who plays Liz does a great impression, and she has a great solo number, which sort of satisfies that. Yeah. Just I don't know, that coverage of her. And yeah, we cover sort of Liz and Rishi together as well, so we kind of cover the
Are they having an affair
competition.
Yet?
No.
Well, I think that'll be next.
Is this breaking?
Oh, I think so, yeah, I'm going to predict that.
Right. Well, who out of the two would you prefer? I'd prefer Rishi just because I think he's got really nice hair. because I am really shallow and I'm actually quite stupid. So not a lot of things affect me. So I would rather look at his hair, because she needs serum. There's flyaways. She does. She's got split ends. I know that's really shallow, but it's like, come on, you've got the top job. Go and get your hair cut and get it done properly.
The wigs in our show, everyone's got issues.
Really?
Across the board. Yeah. The wigs. Everyone gets the same sort of treatment, I'd say, in terms of hair representation. Yeah.
I think it's really interesting, though, isn't it? Because we sit down, we talk about her hair, but we don't talk about actually what she's saying. So sometimes I think it's a tactic. It's a tactic.
Oh, the hair is a distraction.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
then so she uses the bad hair as a distraction, and he uses a slick back hair as a distraction. And we're not
Do
talking
you
about
know
how we
what?
all need to vote for
I
other parties.
actually think you're onto something.
No, I think you're
Yeah.
onto something, because she can't speak.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's because we are focusing
Because
on
I
what she's
couldn't-
saying, but she's not making any sense.
Yeah, it's actor/director/detective.
Because what did she say? Well, you are like Jessica McFletcher from Taggart. Because what was she going on about the Irish tea sock? What was that?
I don't always follow everything she says. So then when we have to sit down and write about it, it's really hard to make a joke about it because what she's saying is already a joke, and we could literally just stand up on stage and read it out verbatim.
Yeah.
But then you have to sort of sit down and go, how do we make this like funny? And how do we make it satire? And how do we put a punchline to it? And so, yeah, that wasn't really an answer.
But the heart as well. I mean, when they do things that are just so ridiculous that they're sort of like a pantomime or a parody of themselves. But equally, some of the other things, you can go, it's so depressing that you kind of go, I just can't find the humour in it. Do you ever get to the point you just like, just can't?
Yeah, there's been a couple of news stories where you sit down and you go, I can't believe it's my job to have to sit down and write about this now and find the funny.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
then
it's
some
not.
things we just don't do. Sometimes you just can't find the funny in it, and you have to give it a week.
But I think that's the thing, because I mean, there's so much kind of shallow stuff you can laugh at, of course, right? But the fact of the matter is, these people are going to be very powerful, and that's really scary. So suddenly, Big Teresa coughing at a conference, sans lozenge, isn't looking so bad, because at least she could form a sentence. Do you think Teresa's just sitting back thinking, you bunch of muppets,
Yeah.
you've totally brought this on yourself, and I hate you?
Yeah, I think she's enjoying her position.
Yes.
Sort of looking, literally, she's
A retrospective,
forward.
but I think as well, because of the when Theresa May came into power, I mean, she didn't, did she? She was manipulated into that position and put there to be the fall guy / woman, and yes, and I think she knew that. She knew she was kind of just the buffer before Boris, and I bet she's absolutely reveling in it.
Do you deal with any of the Scottish Conservative and Unionist Party? Do you have Douglas Ross
God.
involved?
No, so we have a Sturgeon song.
Oh, do
Oh,
you?
do you?
We do have a Sturgeon song, so
Is it a nice song?
it's a fair song.
Okay.
It's a fair.
Wow, diplomacy!
I think, 'cause
I'd
Nicola
like to
Sturgeon-
decide what's fair. Can I
No,
be the
Nicola will
arbitrator?
decide what's
Oh,
fair.
yes.
She was in, because a lot of them are talking at the conference centre. So Keir Starmer was in on Friday, and Nicola was in Thursday. So we were hoping that she would hang around for her big number, because I think she'd have probably liked it.
She was in the Gilded chatting to Basil Brush, which is about the height of how much I trust her.
No, I think it's great that in the middle of a cost of living crisis, spiralling energy bills, she's hanging around with a puppet.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean,
not
it really
talking
is.
about her fellow
it really,
cabinet members. I'm
Really is a
talking about
visual
real
representation, isn't it?
puppet. Yes.
I think Nicola's just copying our press trail, because we were also on Basil the other day. So yeah, maybe she does know. Maybe she's watched The Number in the Wings and is like,
She's maybe sent someone to watch, because she's so busy being on talk shows and things like that.
Now, where is the NewsRevue playing every day? Where are
It's
you?
playing every day at 8:15 at the EICC, The Pleasance.
Oh my God!
So how big
that's
is that?
very
That
grand.
sounds big.
That is a 600-seat venue, so please come, spread the word. And it's such a difference, because at our home base in Canal, we're at a 60-seat venue.
Oh wow!
And so
Also,
to
that's
be-
completely different performance space.
Yeah.
That in terms of how you deliver it.
Are you the room that Bianca Del Rio is going to be in?
Oh,
Ooh.
She's not a Tory, by the way.
and also
She's a winner of Drag Race.
I think she's in the building.
Oh, well,
But I don't-
but we don't know who's in this building, dead or alive.
But But I don't know if we're in the same space as her.
Oh my God.
I'm excited.
You might get cancelled for saying I'm not in the same space as a drag queen. I couldn't. Her wig's
That's
too
not what
good.
I
But that's the thing. Don't you worry. It's all to. We were discussing that. It's all to do when people complain. They think they can articulate what you've said more, then say it so it makes you look like you're offensive. Then everyone believes that person piles on, and that's all how that nonsense begins. Is Keir in the show? Do you deal with Keir?
He absolutely is, and Ed sitting next to me does one of the best Keir impressions I think I've ever seen.
Could we? Can we have a little?
I set you right up for that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's so good.
Drop him right in it. Come on.
What do you want me to say?
Did he have donkeys in a field? Was there not a bit of land and he kept donkeys, which I thought was lovely actually, because I really like donkeys.
Bruce, I did buy my mother a donkey, but I did it with a great deal of respect. Okay, a lot of respect and dignity. I love my mother very much.
Can I ask you, while Keir's still here, can you tell us what was in the Indian takeaway on the night of Currygates? Please tell me there was a Peshwari naan, because that's my favourite.
Bruce, I just had a lime and soda and I went home.
Did you go home with Angela Rayner? Because you know that people think that you two are having an affair.
Oh, yes.
No, we did not, but she's got fantastic
Sick
hair.
legs. Wow! Fucking brilliant.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank
my
you so
God.
much. So yes, 8:15 at the EICC.
Pleasance.
Pleasance, yes. Oh, it is it, which is where there's an extra room now because Jerry's no longer there. So there we go.
Oh, God, are we back to that?
He was only on for
Maybe
2
we could
nights, yes.
organise a bring and buy sale
Yeah.
or
I'm
an
sure
early
it'll be
harvest
fine.
festival. Do you remember the harvest festival at school?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to take tins of soup in. Who got the soup?
What?
Do you not remember that?
No.
Well, you've had children. You had to take in tins of soup. You had to take stuff
Oh,
in
for the
tins.
harvest
It was
festival.
a local thing. So wherever it went, it was local.
Nice.
I don't
Yes.
think it was transported.
No.
Yeah,
Not to Durham anyway, Keir, for goodness sake.
No, the harvest festival, yes, is a thing. Although, like any of these things that you have to take into school for prize givings or Christmas hampers and all the rest of it, where I live in South Queensferry, it's a very small community. It was the same. People used to win things and then put it back in the raffle and then win it again and then put it back in the raffle. It was pretty much the same bottle of Black Tower that was in the raffle for 20 years.
You should have just stolen it and drunk it to get it out the chain. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And
good
good luck
with
for the rest of the run.
Thank you.
Come everyone, applause for
you.
NewsRevue. Thank you, darling. Oh, watch.
Now
You'll
don't-
die.
Jesus
for God's
Christ.
sake.
The last thing we need after the course is an insurance claim, Natasha.
Now, are we
Jesus.
ready for another tete-a-tete?
I think a tete-a-tete or a tete-a-tete. Let
tete-a-tete,
Nacy sort out.
a
Oh,
tete-a-tete.
God.
Would you like to do the introduction?
like
I'll
having-
focus on Nacy.
Would you like me to do what?
The introduction.
Yes, I would.
Yes, would you like to introduce our next guest?
I would. Eryn tete-a-tete, as I'm now
Come
calling
on,
you.
give it a
Up
round
your
of
pot, my
applause.
darling. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Eryn. We went through all kinds of connotations.
Before we begin,
Yes.
I am marvelling at your sneakers because I thought they were Balenciaga, but you got them from
Everything £5 stuff.
everything5pounds.com. Now,
Slightly different.
Leslie Sloss always recommends that to me, everything for £5.
Do they?
Yeah,
Does she?
That's where she gets all her things.
all right,
Well, you
okay,
can
won't be making a
Exclusive.
purchase then. That's fine. Were they new?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's just she likes second-hand shoes, but I
But we
don't.
had somebody on the other day who had second-hand shoes on. Who was it? You?
Milo.
Yes.
Yeah, because
he
he's a
had some
size
very-
12 and a Yeezy. But we'll move on. How are you?
I'm all right.
And thank you for joining us. And I'm enjoying the crushed velvet. It's very Issey Miyake.
Thank you.
He died recently.
Oh.
Who
Yeah.
did?
Issey Miyake.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Well,
come
to
out. He
commemorate.
just comes out with words that I feel like he's speaking Latin to me. He accosted you this morning with a variago. What are these called? Did you say?
Balenciaga.
Okay, you could just say that like it's normal.
Well, just most people with a bit of culture and nice manners. No things, you know. We're not all scum. But moving on. So, how are you enjoying Edinburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm sorry,
honestly.
Erin. That didn't sound convincing
Sometimes
at all.
I'm enjoying it.
But
and
you
then
know, at least it's
sometimes-
honest.
Yeah.
You know, you're not one of these people. Do you know what I hate? These people that come up and tell you how well they're doing, and you're like, bitch, I didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, and
Like, you
I
make
didn't
me
ask.
physically sick. Move away.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you want me? So it's better for me to be like, it's been terrible.
No, but I just think it's better for people to be honest. It was like
Yeah.
that lovely girl, Rachel Jackson. She said, oh, it says on the Stand website, my show's sold out. I can assure you it's not. Hardly getting anyone in, but I think it's a good show. Be honest, you know, yeah, I think that's...
Yeah, I think it's up and down. I think that's like
Yeah.
supposed to be the point of it.
Yes,
If
yes.
it is, then I'm nailing it
Good.
because we're really up and down all the time.
But it is an area of smoke and mirrors as well, because you have to you can't go around going it's shit, because then you convince people it's shit and they don't come. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know then if I've done that, because I've been really honest with people about our experience here. Because it's been different.
It's different.
Look at me being
Unique.
diplomatic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you discuss anything that might get you cancelled in your show?
I don't think so, but I do have people walking out.
Oh,
You do?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
marvellous.
Good. Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that your intention? Did you write it deliberately to be provocative and to hopefully make people walk out?
Well, it's not really provocative, but it's called Eryn Tett Finds Their Audience. It's based on the idea that, like, I do kind of, when I do stand up in the clubs, I kind of usually have somebody collapsing in tears from laughter and somebody cross-armed staring at me in rage. So I'm like, right, well, I'm obviously not for everyone. We can kind of figure that out. So I've just so you always get the advice when you're a bit like that, of like, oh, well, you just need to find your audience. So I've decided to take it completely literally. And so I'm doing my jokes, and I'm also collecting like audience data and also their actual faces. So I have had people like dying of laughter, and then people like, yeah, we're gonna go. We're just gonna get up
It's
and
not
leave.
for us.
It's not for us. They
When
make
you
that.
have the walkouts, do they shout anything back?
No.
Do you ask where they're going?
Well, I'm like, well, we've lost another couple. Let's see how we go.
Because I remember going to see Joan Collins in a show. It was this thing unscripted, right? And two people left. And she went, oh, well, I'm sorry if I'm effing boring you, which I thought was hilarious. And they went, yeah, you are. And she just went, you know, Dame Joan Collins. So I was like buzzing out my tights, honestly. I'd nearly creamed my punders. I was like, oh, she really is a bitch. And she was. When I met her, actually, she went, you're a bit heavy, aren't you? And I went, right, okay, can I get my photo taken with you now? She went, I said, what are you doing? She went, I'm finding my light, shut up. And I was like, oh my God, fabulous. Saturday night, and I'm with Alexis Colby. Fab. Anyway, back to you, because it really is about you. No, I think it's exciting when people walk out.
Yeah. I mean, the best shows have been when people walk out. I'm selling this, aren't I? Yeah.
But what I really, it's that thing, as much as you are kind of, that's what you want, that's the effect you're trying to create, as a performer, and it doesn't matter what you're trying, still does it not make you go, is it not a little bit of you inside goes, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, ideally everybody would love me. I feel like that's the ultimate goal, but it's just not
So
gonna.
what is it you're discussing that's so divisive?
I'm not really divided. See, I actually think I do comedy that's like incredibly inclusive, because I don't do comedy about. It's not about me. It's not about identity. It's not about politics. It's not about anything in the world. It's just. It's just.
What the fuck is it about?
Yeah. It's just jokes. I just tell jokes that are like observations, but from a slightly different angle and in a different rhythm. So it's like an unrecognizable rhythm, I think. And also I make everybody uncomfortable, I think. And I think some people, when they feel uncomfortable, they think, oh, this must be a mistake because being uncomfortable is horrible. But I actually think that it's great and amazing, and I love being
I think people should be
uncomfortable.
made to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
and
So that's like
talent.
my favorite state to put a place into, but I think people, some people, it just doesn't sit so well with them.
Yeah, you know, but weirdly, you are really selling it to me. I like the sound of it.
Well, if you like feeling really uncomfortable.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do as well. I'm like, oh God, yeah, let's
Like,
go.
ooh,
If I
this
see
all
somebody
feels-
doesn't like it, I'm like, tell me why. Like, what did you hate the most? Tell
No,
me.
absolutely. We traumatized poor Sam Morrison, and I made him feel uncomfortable, and then I felt uncomfortable, and then it kept going, didn't I?
I I just don't think he enjoyed the experience.
No,
I don't
well,
think he was
that's
traumatised.
No, but maybe not.
But we
But
have to stop going back to that because I
know.
can't be bothered getting into trouble over something I've not done.
yeah,
He
fair enough.
blatantly didn't enjoy the interview, and that's fair enough. No offence. He enjoyed ignoring me the other evening. I didn't take offence. I didn't write a letter of complaint because what are you meant to do? Again, we're not for everyone, so we have that in common.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with people feeling uncomfortable. I
Yeah,
like people
yeah.
feeling uncomfortable, particularly in the Waitrose. Do you know why? Because they have a really deluded sense of self. If you go into Waitrose calmly back, my God, you would think these people were part of the war effort. They've come in from Barnton, a good area, to load up their car with a load of nice things. And oh my God, it's just hellish. People are dicks.
People are.
They are, aren't
At
they?
the end of the day, though.
But that's just the bottom line. They don't know how to behave. That's the thing. Have you ever been made to feel uncomfortable? What makes you feel uncomfortable?
I feel uncomfortable every day of my life.
Really?
So I feel like that's where the flip is. It's like when I go out in the world, I'm quite uncomfortable with the way everybody's interacting. But in my space, it's like we're doing it my way. So I'm the only one who feels like reveling in it.
Okay.
And everybody else probably feels a bit like, oh, this isn't normal.
Like a little flip of the coin.
Yeah.
What is it you don't enjoy? What is it that makes you feel uncomfortable?
I think, just general people, maybe.
You've got a lot in common with Bruce.
Not to set you apart, you guys seem great.
I mean, he doesn't like anybody really. Do you?
Oh no! No, that's not
unfair.
true. No, I do like some people. I just think the vast majority of people, I just don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't like them. And do you know what the thing is as well? I don't see myself as a bastion of intellect, but it's how stupid people are. I find it extraordinary. I really, really do. And then it disgusts me, and then I get angry. Because she was saying that to me the other day. When are you going to come out for a night out and whatever? And I went,
Yes.
I don't want to.
No, I'm trying to go out and have fun with him. And he
doesn't wanna
won't.
see
He refuses. He refuses to
I
have
refused
fun.
point blank. I tried it on Thursday night and I just thought, nah, these people can eat shit
I'm
and
out.
die.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
I'm out.
Like, really? Because that's the thing. Hi. It was like, what was it?
that's
to me
what
that,
me too.
hi. I went, I'm not dying. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Are you doing your little chat show? No. You doing the podcast with Jojo? No. You doing anything at Fringe? No. And I don't like you, so go away.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Why would a person do that? If I don't like the person, I had to say that to someone last Friday night. I went, don't grimace at me. We don't have to communicate. Move on.
Yeah.
move on.
I think it is this.
And I think that's fair enough, but then you're seen as being rude. And then there was two people coming and I just went, hello, goodbye, and left. Because I thought, I don't want to hang about with you, and you don't want to hang about with me. You know, it was someone that went like that to me the other. Sorry, I'm going off on one. It was someone. It was someone the other week that went like that. So how are you? And I went, I'm fine. And they went, how are you really? I went, like you give a fuck. Move away. And why have you pierced your ears?
Oh,
There's a clue. Guess who don't sue. But it's just like, I hate that falseness.
They listen as well. They'll know who you're talking about.
Oh, good. Well, that's fine then. Well, they don't suit you and you should get rid of them. So, message received and understood. No, I would rather people just didn't speak.
Yeah,
And they've no spatial awareness. A lot of people smell, and it's nothing to do with pandemics or whatever. See the amount of coughing that goes on public? It's disgusting. Who brought you up? Scum.
Right, have you finished?
Yeah,
here?
sorry.
completely set you off. I'm so sorry.
Do you agree, though?
Oh, well, yes.
Oh, yes, good. I'm glad. I don't want to be
Go
seen as
against
browbeating
that.
you.
Yeah.
No, it's just, it's dreadful. How do you feel when do people come up to you after your show and talk to you?
Yeah, I do get some people. So obviously some people leave, and then some people are like, that was the best thing ever. So that's like, it's just, you just find different people, don't you? And I'm trying to collect them and get their faces together. And
So what's with the data capture? Are you going to try and steal their identities? Are you going to blackmail them? Are you going to have an affair?
So all very good options that I didn't consider before. I'm collecting their data, the people who really like it, their information, because it's their information that's going to help me make an ad campaign. So I'm popping up for the right scrollers, because so you got to beat the algorithm somehow. So I'm like, let's just go in and let's do it.
And who are you advertising? Yourself or Dove?
Yeah, myself.
Right, okay. I thought it was
Dove can.
Dove can do one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've always got people moisturising their breasts and screaming and all that kind of
We've
stuff.
had enough of Dove.
Yeah, we've had enough. Honestly, our tits aren't dry. Leave us alone.
Yeah,
I think that should be everyone's new figure. Dove, back off. You're killing the planet, and I'm well moisturised in my areolae. So, is this to advertise tours, your work? Are you writing a book?
No. Well, the silly idea is like, oh, well, one day I'll do a real show, and then all the people who like that I've got the information and I'm popping up to, they'll all be able to come, and I'll have everybody who loves me.
Oh.
And no walkouts, but you can.
Yeah, but
Well, you can, yeah.
I wonder though, Eryn, if you get to that, nadir, is that the word? That you get it and then go, oh, I don't
Well,
like
exactly.
this.
Well, that's also a bit of the twist, isn't it? Once you reach that level,
Yeah.
you've achieved that goal.
Then you'll want something
Actually,
else.
if I'm very successful with my show and I do attract everybody who loves it, my show kind of implodes.
Yeah, you've got
and
nothing.
it doesn't work
Yeah.
anymore.
Isn't it the
so
irony
that's
that the solution is the failure?
Exactly. The joy is actually having friction in the crowd, and that's
Yeah.
just the most enjoyable bit of doing comedy, is
Absolutely.
having people stare at you and hate you, and having people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But that's again getting back to the Jerry Sadowitz situation, is where the conversation's going in terms of, is that what
Gotta
we're
bring it
trying?
back, always
but is
gotta
that-
circle it
but is
back.
that what we're trying to do?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what we're trying to make everybody just feel the same about everything, and that we have one? I didn't say nothing about COVID, but I fucking will if you start that nonsense. But
Do you know what
when-
I think is the real problem with Jerry? He doesn't wash his hair.
Yeah,
It's all the hair. Everybody's just got
Absolutely.
hair
No,
issues.
you want to go and see someone with clean hair. Yeah.
But no, the problem is that that's what we seem to be working towards, is
Yeah.
that everybody agrees and likes the same thing, laughs at the same things, has the same opinions. But then what a boring world we would live
Yeah,
Are
agreed.
they
and it
Michael
all just
McIntyre fans?
in. Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what it would be.
a world of Michael McIntyre.
But I mean, that's
Which and I
fine.
think
Which is
Michael
fine, yeah,
McIntyre's
which is
great.
absolutely fine,
but,
yeah.
But that's not.
But
we
if that's
all had to
it,
be, if
yeah,
that's
if
it,
that's
and
it.
there was no alternative. If you just had Michael McIntyre as the only comic you were able to access, you telling me the whole world would be happy? What on earth was
I
that?
think there's rats in the attic.
I think
Hey,
we've
what
introduced
time
a
are you
new
on
sound
and
effect.
where?
I'm at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
at the Tron.
at the Tron.
Yeah,
Every day.
every day.
Have you got a day off or anything like that?
Tomorrow is my
Tomorrow,
first day
yes,
off.
yes, same with us.
And the Tron is a just a tonic venue,
Yeah,
yes?
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
did a gig there late last.
You've got to climb down into a basement.
Yeah, it's lovely though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really
So
like
when
it's a
you
great
leave, it
little
really
room.
is like, I am leaving,
Yeah.
because it's difficult to get out of this. So they're like, I am going to go. And I'm like, right, well, you've definitely
luck.
decided,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause you've got to put a proper shift in
You've
to
gotta-
find
yeah,
the
you
venue
really-
and to
you
find your way out
Yeah,
again.
Do
leaking
the
walls.
stairs winding back up, like, all right, well, you've made your mind
But they
up.
brought that on themselves.
Exactly,
With their
yeah.
complete ignorance. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for the tip for the shoes.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you,
everything.
Eryn.
Can we have a round of applause?
Thanks.
Thank you, darling. Oh, shall we get lovely Finn on, little Finlay?
Before
Oh.
we get Finlay, I'd quite like to know what that noise was and what it's meant to represent. What was the noise? What was the sound effect meant to?
Oh, can you two take this up when I'm not here? It's just, I'm tired. Finlay, would you like to come up? Because I'd like to talk
Finlay,
to you.
Christie, let's be having you.
Hello, Finlay.
Do sit down, sir.
Hello.
Hiya,
Are you all right?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No,
Well,
you're
thanks
very
for
welcome.
coming, honestly.
You're very welcome.
This time of day, I'm surprised anybody bothers to turn up. It's very early for comics, do you know what I mean?
It is.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. Do you stay out late, Finlay?
I did last night, yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
My cousin came up to see me, and he's a little shit, but I love him.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I feel like a responsibility to look after him, because he was always the younger one
Right.
growing up. But he came to my show, and he was really drunk, and he just heckled me the whole time.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he, I was doing the emotional bit at the end of my show, and he went, lame. Yeah.
Wow.
How emotional is the emotional bit?
It's not that emotional. Nothing's happened to me. Look at me. But
Right.
Yeah, you look like you're in one piece and kind of
Yeah.
navigating the world. Oh God! And so you further went out with him last night to kind of control him or not
Swell
control
his
him.
drunkenness further.
Well, he apologised, and then when I
Okay.
thought, we'll go out, but he still had, just because he's just drunk. He's just been drinking all day, so
How
he just
old
got
is he?
drunker. He's 20, 21.
Right, well, I mean,
Oh,
that's
I
a
know,
problem in
ex-
itself.
Yeah.
That's just
Excusable.
ridiculous.
Although how old are you?
23.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I mean, that's a problem in
children.
itself. That's just ridiculous.
I mean, literally a fetus in the world, isn't it? So,
well,
bless you.
yes.
Oh.
You'll remember those from a long time ago.
Oh, a long
One of
time
yours is
ago.
here.
Yes, one of mine is here.
One of
My
yours
eldest
is here.
fetus at the back there, the
Yes.
ginger one. Yeah, look.
How many
purebred
fetuses
ginger.
are in your family?
Just the two.
Just the two, hence the emotional part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it to do with sibling rivalry or a problematic relationship with a mother who doesn't accept you for being a homosexual?
I mean,
All of the above.
well, who knows? I haven't
don't
figured
know.
that out yet. But I think all comedians have. There's something. All male comedians. There's something with your mum, isn't there? Either she loves you too much or not enough. But I think with me, it's probably too much.
Too much, yeah.
But that's not what the show's about. I don't know why I'm getting
What
into
is
that.
the show about, Finlay?
Yeah. We like to not go into what the show is about. I wouldn't go into
'Cause
mummy and daddy.
Yeah.
issues. We like to dig deep.
I've seen your posters and your reviews have been fantastic.
Oh, thank
Yes,
Well,
congratulations.
people have had worse fringes, you know.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hello, we're sat in the room, so
But the show's about broadly like being a young person and kind of the fact that I think my generation is.
if you say misunderstood, I'm gonna fucking punch
No.
you. Good.
Well, a little bit. I
Okay.
wasn't going to use the word misunderstood,
Right.
but kind of.
Says the woman drinking an infant's Ribena, but we'll
Yeah.
move on.
I mean, it's kind of about the fact that we are quite nihilistic, really, as a generation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Just because we have very low expectations, because we sort of were born into a world that already seemed to be kind of ending.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about.
I mean,
But
Yeah,
it's-
not a great time
I
to be
don't-
born.
It's a
I don't want to put the responsibility onto you, but I am going to put the responsibility onto you that always the next generation should be the ones that take responsibility to make the world
I think so.
better, because
agree.
I'm tired. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
And so yeah, we pass the baton on and go, right, well, you do a fucking better job then,
Yeah.
rather than blaming us for
It's
everything
a
being shit.
Pretty shitty baton you've passed us, but yeah.
Again, that's one of these fetish things. Can I ask what you feel that you've done to improve the world in your time alive?
I brought 4 beautiful children into this world.
So you've taken up more space, okay?
But, you know, you never know. When people say, oh, I wouldn't bring children into this world because the world's such a terrible place, how arrogant to assume that the person, that my son or my... I mean, they won't because they're stupid, but no, I'm joking, they're gorgeous. But who's to assume that the next person doesn't have a cure for cancer or that invents something that stops climate change? So but you can't. So you can never assume that, oh, we fucked it, so nobody else can
Curing
make it
cancer
better.
from a woman that likes to set fire to herself on the hour every hour. Pipe down.
Oh, it's more often than that. It's every
Pipe
15 minutes.
down.
But no, that's it. So I mean, you don't know. So we put our faith in the next generation.
So, Finlay, can I ask then, you're 23, are you worried you're going to die soon? Or are you worried the planet's going to implode? It's just I'm 46
No.
and I've heard that for fucking years.
Yes.
Nothing's happened. I'm tired of people complaining about the heat. And I just feel people need to get their houses in order.
And also, I think Mother Nature is in charge, and she'll decide if she wants to wipe us all out. She'll wipe us all out and start again. Fuck her. Not fuck her. Good for her.
The show is actually quite optimistic on that front.
Oh, good.
So it's not. I know I've made it sound quite depressing by saying
Yeah.
we're all
No,
nihilistic.
you did.
It's a feel. It's a.
So
re-
start again,
it's a
Finlay.
okay. I'll try again.
So this feel-good show
It's a
that you've
feel-good
written.
show about the end of the world. Yeah.
Fabulous.
No, it's not about the end of the world. It's about how much I love young people, basically, and how much I think we're going to be all right, basically.
Right, okay.
No, I like the sound of it because I genuinely think that's true. I think I think the younger people of this generation, my youngest is 19, 20, I find her lot very optimistic, and
Yeah.
I find them quite inspiring.
Are you an activist of any kind? Are you passionate about certain subjects? Is there stuff that you're trying to bring to the attention of society?
No, not at all.
Right, okay. So you're not gluing yourself to anything.
Yeah, no, but that when I said nihilistic, really what I meant is like a lot of us don't seem to care about this stuff.
Okay.
Not a lot of us are sort of activists, even though maybe we should be. But then the twist I put on that is, but I think we're still going to be fine. So
Yeah, I do
No,
like that.
I agree with you. I don't understand. Although I did enjoy, because I'd seen some climate people in Barcelona and they'd glue their hands to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Police didn't give a shit. They just ripped their hands off. And I thought, that's marvellous. Sorry if I seem fascist. But, hey, because I did say to you during the lockdown that if we were going to be locked down, that I wanted people being shot out of their feet to keep them in their house.
Yes, you did. I
Yeah.
mean, we very much disagreed
Yes.
on how
I've
people
got
should
quite
be
firm
should be
views.
Ted.
I've got quite firm views. Like, I was trying to park on George Street last night. A woman was standing in a space. My husband's coming. I went, I will drive into you. Like, move. And she did. So, little wins for me. Little wins for me. So, I'm optimistic as well.
seem it very
You
much.
really did. I've forgotten that. When I was I was against lockdown and the repercussions of it, and what would okay, fair enough. But I didn't think lockdown was a good idea, and you did, and you genuinely, Bruce, wanted
No,
people.
I didn't think it was a good idea.
No, but you wanted
What I
people
said-
shot if they
yeah,
didn't stay
because
in
if you
their
were having to
houses.
stay in, you had to stay in properly. So
Yeah.
that's all. Did you enjoy your lockdown?
I was making little videos and stuff. I was really bored, but everyone was really bored. I mean, I kind of enjoyed the fact that everyone had a crap haircut and everyone was doing nothing. It sort of makes you feel like there's no pressure to. Everyone was.
Yeah, it
slumming
did press the kind of pause
Yeah.
button on everyone, didn't
Yeah,
it?
but it
So
was really boring.
nobody could race ahead,
Yeah.
No, that's true.
apart from
The pharmaceutical companies,
yeah,
right?
and the
okay.
1% that made £33 trillion.
So
over
anyway,
the-
do you
yeah,
go and
not
see
a
other
big
people's
part from them.
shows?
Yeah.
Yes,
Loads
yes.
of other
Yeah.
little
Have you
shows.
been to see a lot? Who would you recommend?
Oh, I really liked Zach Zucker's show.
Oh, okay.
He's a sort of he's sort of a little bit of a clown, but then it's like a parody of bad stand-up at the same time,
Oh,
and it's really good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a parody of band stand-up. And when you
Yeah.
can go and see the real thing for free.
much less.
Yeah.
That's because I've never heard of Zach Zucker. Should I have heard of Zach Zucker? I feel the older I get, there's people I just have never heard of.
I think he's a bit of like a cult comedian. I don't know. He's not
Oh,
like a
right,
big
okay.
name. But yeah.
Oh, you have to be careful with the word cult. I said it on ICE-TV once and got it wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, I said the Wicker Man was a cunt figure, which I didn't mean to. But yeah, what can you do? Have you ever been on television and you've made a mistake?
Made a mistake.
Said the wrong thing, sworn, broken wind.
I've not been on TV a lot. I'll be honest. Have you done that?
Oh, well, I only did it once.
Yeah.
I've been on TV more than once, but I only said the one bad thing, and I
Yeah.
tried to pass it off as current.
Yeah. No,
I've got the word
I've
wrong.
not done any.
No, but that's
Quite
not
new.
Have you made a mistake in a broadcast?
I can't think.
No.
I had a meltdown.
In
actually,
general,
and yeah.
you can't think.
Well, I made a mistake by going on some of the things, but yeah, apart from
Well,
that.
indeed. Are you a TikTok person?
I do make videos. Yeah.
Right, okay. And what's you, because we had a guy who's a lovely magician, but we didn't realise he was a closet breakaway star of TikTok, the Toasty King.
God, the Toasty, of course,
Bibby, and
Elliot.
he basically made toasties. So
He's called the Toasty King.
Yeah.
have you heard of him?
I know the rap god.
Oh, right, and you don't mean the spoken word.
No,
You
rap.
mean
He makes raps. Scottish guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's really good.
Oh.
Oh, I said the rap god as in,
Yeah, but there's a Toasty King as
Toasty
well.
King
There's a Toasty King, but the thing is, I think if you're looking to lose weight, go for a rap because there's less density.
Yeah.
So I'm more interested in the rap king now. But I really like avocados.
oh, you're so easily swayed.
Oh, I'm shallow. I'm
Absolutely.
absolutely shallow. So what kind of things does he make?
The rap god.
Yeah.
Well, so it's really interesting because he'll put anything in a rap, and a lot of the time it's you listen to it, it's like pot noodle or something,
Oh,
and
no,
you think,
that's
oh,
No,
no,
yeah,
it's all like a ready
disgusting.
meal, like some sort of, be like spaghetti bolognese or
Yeah.
something, or like carbs in carbs, and you think, come
What
on.
are you doing, you
But
maniac?
then he does it, and it looks amazing, and you think, oh my god, like
It's the cheese.
it makes you
Yeah.
exactly, it's
Yeah,
the cheese,
yeah.
and it makes you realize like how versatile a rap is and how much you can do with a rap.
Well, and you know, because I'm following WW, there are only 3 personal points a rap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you fill that with chicken, which is one of your zeros, and a load of old salad, you're absolutely 3 points for your lunch. Brilliant.
You'd love the rap god.
Oh, totes.
Yeah.
Totes. Whereabouts in Scotland is he from?
I have no idea.
See, there's a really nice Indian man who makes those iron brew gram flour pakoras. And he calls everyone shy. He's going, oh, hello, shaggers. How are you today? No, he's really, really funny. And do you know who I mean? Yeah, he's really, really funny. I'd gone in, was it Friday night last week or whatever, and he'd made that, and I thought, oh my God, I've got everything that I can put it in. I'm always going about my air fryer. Do you have an air fryer?
No.
Oh, they're really good. So I had everything, and you just do it in the air fryer and did it. And it was, but he's on holiday at the moment. He's in Turkey with his family. It's very funny. Yeah. Very, very funny. The rap god. No, I'm going to look into that.
I'm as cynical as I was about the toasty king, because exactly the same thing you're describing, all the different ingredients, and I was like, and people watch this, and then Toasty King showed me one of his videos, and I was immediately drawn in and went, oh, this is amazing. So now I'm going to go and look at the Rap King. Jesus.
Do you like a rap yourself?
Well, after that, I've bought wraps, but then they just sort of go off in my fridge. I never use them because I don't have because he uses a toasty thing. He uses
the panini machine, the girth.
But not the Breville, because the Breville went in the bin with Toasty King, and he went on to Tower.
Yeah, Bugger the Breville and
Toad's
Tower.
Toad's to the Tower, yeah.
But that's the thing, if you don't use wraps quickly enough, they go hard. No, it's true. They go hard. They do. They go hard at the end.
And the
worst offenders are the big ones from the Lidl.
Yeah.
Because, well, they're like 6 points, which is a gamble for me. But they're big because you think but you just never get around to, oh my God, tell me you make quesadillas.
No.
Right, you really have to, Finlay.
No, but what, do you ever get when you leave your wrap? Sometimes for some reason,
hard.
No, but it'll either go hard, but then sometimes a bit wet in the middle.
Oh no, Finlay! I don't know what you're doing to your wraps, or indeed where you're storing your wraps. But well, I mean, keep it clean. It's a family show. You have to. You have to make a quesadilla. All it is 2 wraps, a load of cheese, and you can put anything in them. And fry it over.
Okay. I don't think you've convinced me.
Well, maybe you could be quesadilla prince. There'll be Toasty King.
Quesadilla queen.
Quesadilla queen. There we go.
Hey, nailed it.
From Mexico.
Christ, go and trademark that now, because I'm an undercut.
Quesadilla queen.
You go and be a I can't say it.
I'm being thrown out my own podcast. I'm about to walk out.
Whilst on the subject of that, do you eat healthily during the festival, or do you?
No. My approach to it is like, this month I'm just going to put my body through hell and then I'll sort it out after.
And then worry about it. It feels like just putting your sort of life on hold until September and go, I'm just not going to bother right now, and in September I'll have a look at the damage.
I think for your first ever like hour show, that's what you do, and then by the 3rd hour maybe you've got a nicer place and you've got a gym and you're cooking for yourself. But
no 20 years I've been 20 years I've been doing this, and I still make all the same mistakes. 100%. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, she's even been reduced to deep fat frying her own hand and licking off the batter. So where are you on and where?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Gilded Balloon TV and
which room are you in?
The wee room.
The wee room's lovely. Yes, I'm in the Sportsman's.
Oh, lovely.
She's near the toilets.
I
You'll
am.
understand why.
I'm near the toilets and the open door because I've got a lot of menopausal women that are passing out. So
please, let's not talk about menopausal women on this podcast. We've had our fingers burned
yes,
and our flaps. So I think we'll move on from that. Finlay, it's been real.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for the tip about the Rap King.
Yes.
No worries.
Thank you so much. Come here, a round of applause for lovely Finlay. Thank you to our audience. Thank you for Lenka for bringing the lovely people. Thank you for you two. I thought it was touch and go with you guys at some point because I think you fell asleep, but you did well. You did well.
Everybody, if they wanted to come in for a kip, that's absolutely acceptable.
Fuck, we're just glad to see faces. Your eyes don't have to be open. I'm off to see Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
You are. Enjoy that. And I think you've happened on you might be a viral sensation with your...
I'm monkeypox vaxxed, so I hope not.
Go with your queasy... I'd call it queasy queens.
Queasy queens. That'll just be me rolling around the laminate with the dog. Puking and all that kind of stuff.
Start snorting like it's a cat.
Are you going to the House of Oz tonight to see Gabby Bolt?
That's on my list of things to do, but I might fall asleep.
So tell Leah I said hello.
I will do.
And to all the listeners that claim that you don't listen, we know you do, and we know you're fans. Bye.
Bye.